man. So what are you currently doing now, and what's the next step with Connect the Coast?
So now I'll finally establish the roster of artists on the label. So we have 7 artists, and I've established the goal. Like, blockchain rap is the thing. Everybody has to go through the blockchain, and so now my goal, besides obviously selling records and making dope music, is to be the lowest barrier of entry for the general public into the crypto space. You feel what I'm saying?
Nice.
So I feel like it's my mission to help people easily understand and easily come in to the game, because we're not going to get mass adoption unless we do. There's that. And then my other goal is to, make the space Black and cool. Like, because I'm hanging out in a lot of these communities and people are cool, people are dope, but they're not culture creators. You feel what I'm saying? And they're not, and a lot of them are not Black. So
Right.
I'm trying to change those 3 things.
I want to, while you're talking, I was going to bring up, it looks like 8 days ago, this came out, but hold on, you've got some cool stuff I wanted to show.
Oh, for sure.
You had you got the fashion unlock. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So I see that the Gold Grills, the new NFT that just came out.
Oh, gray hairs and gold grills.
Gray hairs and gold grills. I actually got to cop that because that's dope.
Yeah, I would greatly appreciate that.
But isn't this song? There's a song that goes with this. Isn't this one of the newer ones? Isn't this your song? Yeah, I saw the video. I love it. I just want to play that real quick. But I hadn't seen the NFT.
Yeah, so that's actually an older song. But again, I love this. I found this artist on Instagram, loved his work, hit him up, was like, yo, can we collab? I have a ton of music that I want to use as unlockable NFTs. And I think you have work that will go with the music. He said, awesome.
Man. I mean, for real.
I appreciate that.
So
and then we split the profits.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So do you actually do, in your smart contract, you actually do a split?
So on Bitski, because I really wanted to mint stuff on Bitski because it was the first platform before all the other ones allowed credit card. Bitski was the one that I saw that allowed credit card, and it's just the easiest, and it's just the easiest to use. So again, that was my mission, easiest barrier of entry. But I have just gotten into the near protocol on Mintbase, so I can actually build my contracts from the ground up. And
nice.
I'm starting. I want to do live events with those. So we already throw live events. We throw concerts, but I believe the mass adoption will come with NFTs from people purchasing moments. You know what I'm saying, at parties,
right,
and stuff like that. So I want to kind of be the person to enter that into the game. So now, like, we have a concert coming up August 28th, and it's not a battle, but it's kind of like a battle. So there's going to be 4 artists. They have 20-minute set each. They're performing in the middle of a boxing ring, and we're going to make every moment of that event for sale. All the pictures, all the video, all the content will be on Mintbase as an NFT. We'll split it with all the creators, so the photographers, the videographers, the people in the pictures will all get a split of the profits, and then we're gonna figure out some local charity that does it to send to people too. But that's just, I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to think of different ways to get people to say, hey, oh, I'm interested in that. Let me check it out. And then once they realize it's on the blockchain and from the blockchain, and it's not that difficult to get involved in, I got them hooked.
So are you're working for the Gold Grills and Gray Hairs? I think you said you were working with an artist from the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, his name was Hank. And and the same thing, like I made that song a while ago, over a year ago. And I knew that I didn't really want to, like, because I just rap at this point now to so I'm not asking my artists to do anything that I don't do, so they can see, like, if I say, hey, I need you posting every day, they see me posting every day. And it's more so a commercial for the label, but I'm not trying to be Jay-Z. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm building what I want to build. So I'm not trying to be that next artist. I just love to rap. And so NFTs are the way I want to put out my music. And that's when I told Hank, like, look, I made this song because I'm about to be 40 next year and I'm not going to stop looking like this. I'm not going to stop rapping. So how do I find my space as an aging person in hip hop who doesn't want to do what the young kids are doing, but I don't feel like an old dude per se, you know what I'm saying? So where do I find my space?
I won't say how old I am, bro. How young I am, I'll put it that way.
And I think that's what I love about our generation as well, is like, I know that we, that is just a construct that only exists if you allow it, and it only affects you if you allow it to affect you, and I feel like I'm not trying to be anything I'm not trying to pretend I'm not my age. I just also don't want to pretend like I'm 70 years old because I'm 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
And just finding that medium, and he came up with this piece, and I had actually just bought my fourth grill when I was thinking of this song. That's where the song came from. I got a new grill, and I was like, whoa, like this looks dope.
Let me play this real quick.
For sure.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if we can hear it.
Volume's kind of low.
Yeah, so I hear it faintly, but yeah. But that's dope. So what, you explained that concept to him, and you gave him,
and he came up with this piece. Yeah, I said 100, because that's my thing about like collaborations. Like I have songs with Method Man was actually really dope, but I have a lot of collaborations with bigger people, and like it's not a true collaboration because if they have all the leverage, they're gonna make you adjust the record or whatever. Yep. To how they like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like I had a vision for this and I came to you with this idea and I want it this way. And so I know what that feels like when people change your vision. And so it felt really good to be able to go to him and be like, hey, you have complete visual. I'm not going to get in your way at all. Let's make this a complete thing. And he did it. And I think he did an amazing job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I love this. Yeah, this is so dope. Yeah.
And especially paired with that context that you gave, it just, and that's what I love about art, right? You can interpret it however you want, but then to have an awesome chance to actually speak with the artist and hear their story, it's like, oh man, that's really cool to connect those pieces. So that's dope. So why don't you explain us, you obviously have a great setup here and you're really getting on the ground of making NFTs and like putting them out there, but how, and collaborating with artists, which is awesome. So can you give us an example of what you do with like a typical drop, right? Like what does a normal promoting, like a campaign looks like for a drop or for an art, or just in general? Yeah. Share.
So now I have enough artists affiliated, like visual artists affiliated with a label, that I just have NFTs in the pocket to pair with music. So I love being at that space now. And so now I'm figuring out how to involve the NEAR protocol, but as of right now it's NFT first. NFT drops 30 days before any other content. And because we get paid out every 2 days, all the profits from that go into a video, which also hits the blockchain. That's released 2 weeks before anything else. And then a lot of times it just depends on what the artist wants to unlock. So I tell all my artists, as long as your NFT unlocks a dope piece of content, a dope experience, or a dope service and has future utility, those are only 4 things I care about. And so it's gonna vary, but like for instance, my Gray Hairs and Gold Grills was my first drop. It didn't sell super well, but the utility of that one was I dropped it a month early because if I hit a certain threshold of sales, I'm just gonna give 20% of my streaming royalties. So it has to hit the blockchain first, not publishing, but just the mechanicals. But I mean, to me, like if you're buying a $250 NFT and I sell 10 of them, those people, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all deserve that early. Right. So I don't have a problem doing that. And those percentages can always be adjusted or whatever. But
and you normally wait 2 weeks. I'm sorry to cut you off. Is that what you normally do before you let it go through like a distro kit or a TuneCore?
Exactly. 30 days to 2 weeks before 30 days to 2 weeks before anything hits a major platform, it hits the blockchain.
Found that to be a sweet like number?
Yeah. I think that works the best because people are still kind of understanding what it is. And then B, you do have to build hype for a drop. So that gives me enough time to go on Twitter, flood the Discord channels, and try to find buyers.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so kind of leaning more into trying to find buyers. How do you engage with like collectors? Like, are you
collectors?
Where do you find? Yeah, where do you engage?
Twitter right now is the main thing. Like, I mean, literally, if you follow the hashtag NFT, there's just people who post show us your NFTs like all day. You just chill NFTs. That's it. Like, and that's what I do, and that's where the buyers come from is Twitter. I mean, I would be lying if I said most of the buyers were local here on the Central Coast. I wish that was the case, but it's not. But because they're starting to sell more, it is helping this area take notice and saying, oh, wow, what is, like the other day, we just sold one of my artists' track lists because I love collecting music. I'm a music collector. And part of my favorite thing of collecting CDs was looking at the track list, looking at the liner notes. And so I was like, what if we made the track list a 1 of 1 and that person owns it? It'll be the only public copy. And we sold it for $250. And so, I mean, like now, I mean, for her, this artist at her caliber to make $250 off streams is like, would take forever. So, I mean, just doing different things like that and showing my community, hey, this is what y'all doing over there, but this is what we're doing over here, has definitely started opening people's eyes. Now my inbox is like, hey, how do I get into the NFT game? What's going on? Which is what I wanted from the beginning. So why don't you kind of, let's expand on that a little bit. What would you say to, you know, an artist like who's watching this, who has no idea about NFTs and is just kind of getting his or her bearing on how to promote themselves and how to get themselves out there as an independent artist speaking? Yeah, I mean, I would say the first thing is, and this sounds cliche and corny, but don't get caught up in how much people are selling NFTs for and try to go for the big $50,000 sale, because it's just, that's probably not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen, yeah.
But be as creative as possible. It's the first thing. So have a concept before you have an idea, before you step your foot in the world. And a good way to get an idea is to go to the marketplaces, go to Rarible, go to Super Rare, go to Nifty Gateway, go to all the NFT marketplaces and see what's out there. And then follow all the hashtags on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and reach out to the artists that you like. They're pretty open. They're pretty, I have yet to, even if they say no, they're very nice. It's never rude, you know what I'm saying? So find the artist you like and come up with the concept you like. But once you've done all that, the best way to put out an NFT is make sure, like I said, that it unlocks something, and it unlocks one of four. It unlocks a service, a piece of content, or an experience, and then make sure it has future utility. So make sure that whoever buys it from you would want to sell it to somebody else, and make sure that it's interesting for somebody else to want to buy in the future, and it has value on the secondary market. If you can do those 4 things, then I think you'll be okay. And again, don't think about getting rich quick. Just think about it as in, you know, it's going to take you 10,000 streams to make $5. So sell your first NFT for $10. But guess what? That $10, it's going to come right away versus 3-4 months. So if you look at it like that and break the numbers down,
good way to look at it.
And on the way that because I mean, the one thing you got to consider is that people in this space do have money to spend. They just have to see the value in your product, but they have the money to spend. So start at 10 and work your way up. But and be patient. When you do all those things, I think you'll be okay.
Perfect. You know, because that's what.
So let me ask you a question. Do you sell consulting about NFTs?
Absolutely. I've actually
so send the vertical. You're killing me. I love this.
Awesome. I just started that as well. Like, there's a car show out here that they want to do an NFT based car show. So yeah, I've been consulting. Like I want to do it all. I want to basically, if you think of hip hop and NFTs, there's no way my name, face does not come up. That's how I would love for it to be in the future. You know what I'm saying? So
love it. So Lord Sanctus, Sanctus, where can everyone find you? Where can everyone find you?
I would say go to Connect the Coast Instagram and click that link in the bio. That's the best way to kind of dive in and see the world of NFTs as it stands. I have a lot of emerging platforms that I think will be the next thing in this world, and I mean in this space. So I feel like not only go and visit my links, but if you like those platforms, build your own profiles on those platforms. Some of them, like Bitski that you're on now, you can't just join that. You have to dare and beta still, but other ones you can, and the ones that you can join, and dip your toe in the water. It's not going, I mean, it might cost you a little bit of money to mint an NFT, but it's not going to cost you. It's a very low barrier to entry, and it's not as complicated as it may seem. You just got to dive in.
And it's getting a lot easier. I see that as more platforms show up. Let me ask you a question. What about platforms like Superworld, Decentraland, so those totally immersive websites where you can create all your avatars and all that stuff?
So I have platforms in those world. I mean, in Decentraland specifically, I'm learning more about crypto voxels. Like I'm part of I rock with DAO Records, and so DAO Records is a 100%. They want to be a record label that helps artists become their own platform. So, and they're completely decentralized, very cool group of guys, but they have some parcels and crypto voxels that they throw events in all the time. So they're kind of getting me into that world. I'm very new to it. I personally don't play video games. So as someone who doesn't play video games, I'm looking at that as like, for me, do I want to go and do that? You feel what I'm saying? But I'm still just kind of talking myself out of my own perspective and to the people that might want to do it.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
I'm just I'm figuring out how those platforms fit into what I want to do, but I see value in them for sure. I think we might just need a bigger audience before they have any value in my world.
Man, this is amazing. This is super cool. Really love what you're doing, man. Like, so
thank you. Likewise.
Yeah, man. So like, and obviously the reason why we're here and the reason why we asked you to come here is we want more people to understand the significance of joining this, this type of new age technology and what it's going to do to transform just business in general, right? Just how we're going to move
period.
Yeah, and just how we're going to be treating finances from here on out, and investing and how that's going to look like, because we are in this world where we're shifting to where people are understanding financial literacy, to where people are understanding like how stocks are working with all this, the GameStop, craziness and the and all these big news, and it's been happening just within a year. And now with the whole NFT just, blast that just came out last March, it's, and of course, people want to talk about the bubble and how, like, because everyone was so on it and more general big media was covering it. And now there's still big news going on. It's just that a lot of people aren't really catching it. But to your point, mass adoption is coming, and it's going to get to the point where it's going to be a new normal. This is going to be a new normal. And this is still the very, very starting steps of that. And to see, you really going like 100% in building something like this dope and bringing on artists, I think, I mean, like we obviously like want to be a part of that and want to make sure we play our part in making sure that we tell everyone else, because our jobs, we do digital marketing, for the most part. Ira is a grant writer. She's in and she's heavy into a lot of programs that are connected with our communities and really bringing artists together, especially in the LGBTQ community. So
that's dope.
Yeah, man, this is what we do, and we just want to know that, man, we completely support what you're doing and on board, and all we want to do is just make sure that we help you get to where you want to go.
Yeah,
because this is
part. I appreciate, man, it's inspiration. What you're doing, honestly, absolutely. I'm like, it's because it challenges my brain, especially when I'm looking at all of the pieces and you're talking about this. It's a challenge to my brain to understand just how you're taking your brand and you're just making it so expansive where people can jump in at any direction.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So they can get in where they fit in, and they can also learn. Yeah,
100%. And I think
feel
that, I mean,
right?
I really want to say that I appreciate what you guys are doing, because I think that, I mean, media and content goes hand in hand. Marketing and content goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So I think that people need to get tapped into platforms like yours early if they want to get informed and educated. Don't necessarily also just follow my moves, but keep in tune with who is telling you about the trends and who's telling you about the players, because that's going to be a way for you guys to keep up to date. And this right now, like your platform, I see as like, I mean, anything as big as, you know, the Young Turks or CNN before it just gets started. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Because
God, yo.
I mean, I see
I'm down with that.
And I think that
I'm down with that.
facts, you know,
I'm down with that.
all of that. And I mean, and the fact that you guys understand the space early, so you're going to be able to do things like when you have your Black NFT seminar, they're going to be NFTs involved. I just see the whole vision for everything. And I see people like ourselves talking in 10 years and being like, yo, remember when we first met?
Remember when?
Like I see that.
I can't wait, man.
So,
I'm down.
However I can help, please let me know. I'm 100%
I already
down.
know, man. I'm gonna hit you with a question.
Let me know.
I won't. We won't. We'll probably have to take this slight part. I mean, we could keep it in, but I'm trying not to reveal it. I want to do a conference in November, and I'm loving how what you're doing is so different that just talking about it helps educate the population we want to reach here in Hartford, greater Hartford area.
Okay.
But anybody that's connecting to what we're doing, I'm happy to promote what you're doing, because again, it's the cake mix.
Facts.
Can just watch, you can just see it, you know, and it's just like, wow, I didn't think of that. Wow, that's a great idea. Yeah.
I'll do even one better. So the record deal that I just got out of was with the Getty Museum in LA, the Getty Family Trust, like Getty Images, all them. They started a record label for me because they liked my idea. I had an idea to pair high concept art, like that's in their museum, with super underground rap. So like, I did this album, this 90s boom bap album, and it was visualized by a lot of the artists in their museum. And so we had like Far Side and Method Man, and I got the last verse from Prodigy from Mobb Deep before he died. And it's a really dope project that came out in 2014, and Vibe magazine said it was the most slept on project of the year, and it was huge. But at the time, what did you had just said before this? Because I know I had a point. I'm sorry.
You're talking about how your work is inspiring.
Oh yeah.
No, so creative.
I remember. So I brought all that up to say, so Getty, he grew up in Hollywood, and he would take me to these crazy places where like we go smoke joints with like Joaquin Phoenix and whoever's famous. And we were in this group one time, and it was like Joaquin Phoenix, I'm pretty sure like Brad Pitt and these people, and they were all talking about, and Jada Pinkett was definitely there, and they were all talking about how they knew each other way before they were anybody, just because Hollywood was just coming up and they were just running around Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? And so, and so, yeah, exactly. And so at the time they were all super famous, and I was like an outsider looking in, and they were having this conversation. I had just moved to Hollywood, and I was like, I never thought of that. And sure enough, my group of friends, like I came in the game with Affion Crockett and the Pussycat Dolls, and these were just my neighbors. Shia LaBeouf, they were just my neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's the same. So I've seen it happen over and over again, to where I'm so confident that when I see those pieces start to connect, I know what's being built. And this space, I'm so confident in what's happening in this space that I can, and I'm so confident at picking out who's going to be players in cultures when they're being created, that I know you guys are gonna do your thing. I know it.
Wow, man. That's
a huge boost, man, and motivation. Appreciate that, for real.
You know, it's funny because this is our this is gonna be our 23rd episode.
Yeah, 23.
You know, in the scheme of things, that's just in podcasting shows in general, that's nothing. We just started, right? And for you to say that, it means a lot, because what you've built here, like you've already experienced like this stuff, I guess in a traditional way, right? So you've already been, even just in culture building and culture creating and trend setting, you from what I've been piecing from your experiences, like you've been in a lot of pivotal cultural moments, right? A lot of things happen out of Cal in that West Coast that really bleeds over like globally, right? So now to see you in this space, it's really motivating. It's really inspiring for Ira and I to really make sure that everyone else that's in our network on the East Coast, and then obviously when we expand out, to make sure that they know about Connect the Coast, that they know about that they know about cryptocurrency and the power of blockchain technology, because we're so passionate about it, because we are a part of the creator economy, right? And this is going to be the way where we don't need no, banks. We don't need loans anymore. We don't need to be discriminated because we have a terrible credit score because we never knew about financial literacy. We can go out on these platforms now and say, hey, I have a business plan. If you fuck with it, let me know. And if you do, it starts at $10 and let's see what we can get. And it's a form of like crowdfunding, but it's really throwing in the creativity of NFTs and that technology and what it can do for other people.
But it's investing. It's 100% investing. And that's the thing, is like, we can't let, and this is why this is where I think the heart of your importance comes in, is because all of the existing media is going to keep saying crypto is a bubble. NFTs are just selling. Like, I love I'm not gonna say I love it, but I get most of my news from the Young Turks to start, and then I go over other places, right? But when I watch them, they talk about crypto really crazily, and they always call it a sham, and that drives me nuts, because they're always pushing the importance of independence and independent media and how things, you know what I'm saying? So
that's disingenuous in many ways.
Exactly. And it's fine. I get that they're not taking the time to understand the space. They're seeing people selling memes for $50,000 and they don't look beyond that. That's fine. But my thing is, you're a journalism company, but it's not just about them. It's about any institution. They're all going to tell you that this is just a fad. The same way they told me hip hop was just a fad. Here we are 40 years later. That's the same way that people told me text messaging was I've always sold cell phones as a job. People told me exactly. So
man,
anyone who says the word fad does not know what they're talking about.
Right. That's why when I say bubble, like the NFT bubble, I had to put air quotes on it, because it was just what media was doing and journalism was doing. That's all. They just wanted to cover these high profile NFTs or whatever, and want to make it seem like when that blows over, it's gonna die.
It's over.
Right. It's still super, super new, and people are still getting a hang of how to really add this to their toolkit of their marketing, of their brand building, of their community building, right? Because that's where it kind of starts. It kind of starts with saying, hey, NFTs is this, new way of collecting art. And that's kind of where we're at too, specifically for me. Ira is really focusing on really getting artists together and coming into the NFT space, whereas I'm really trying to connect with collectors and get new collectors into this space and say, hey, why NFTs is going to be super important for your collecting. Because for people who appreciate art and yet never realize that going to a gallery and trying to spend that type of money is like, it's obviously way too much, because they might not go to that gallery because it's just, too luxe for them or whatever it may be, whatever type of picture that's painted. But with NFT, you can get it anytime, anywhere, and you can consume it however you want it, right?
Exactly.
I want my whole house to be filled with digital frames and have so many different pieces
Me too.
show up every day, right? Just on a rotation and just 365. Like that's how
I'm gonna be real. I'm one of those dudes that have like horse blinders on. Like, I never cared about interior decorating until NFTs, and I was like, oh, I want this piece here and this piece here now. But before that, like, I could care less. Like,
and you can see it. I remember when I was working at Cornell, I remember distinctly a point in time when computer generated art was a hugely popular topic. And you sort of fast forward now to where we are. This was like 20 years ago. When you fast forward to where we are now, being able to pair up your art, your music, visual experiences, other unlockable experiences, really connect to your fan base, build a fan base. I mean, I think for new artists, for younger artists, this is an incredible opportunity. We just started working with a young woman who is a live painter. She's a healing artist. She also writes her own music, does a lot of her own video production also. And she's sort of doing the whole picture. And so I sent her a messenger last night. And I was just thinking out loud, like, what happens when you try things this way? How do you create a song and then switch it up so that it has 30 different endings? You feel me? Like, how do you make it a collection? How do you switch things up slightly so you create these series of work and collections of work? And then I think the idea of figuring out price points so that your audience can truly connect with you. It's just incredible stuff. There's another brother I've been talking to and listening to, Black Dave. He's on
I know who Black Dave. He's a skateboarder, right?
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. He's really big into anime. He's a
dope rapper.
Yeah, he just released his new music in crypto.
So he was one of the people. That's funny. I didn't even know that. He was one of the people when I got my deal traditionally and it started to collapse. He was one of the people that was coming up on the internet that my label kind of abandoned me, like for that. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the people that started coming up in the world of digital hip hop. But that's how I know who he is.
Yeah. And it sounds.
He's amazing. Yeah, he's really dope.
And he's such a personable guy. He's very open. When I'm in these rooms on Clubhouse, I'm just realizing, particularly in these Black spaces with these artists, there's just so much love and willingness to help and desire.
That's dope. I haven't run into that. Like, I got off of Clubhouse because it felt like every time I got in a room, people were just telling what they had done. It was just like a resume reading, you know what I'm saying? So I never got to really I would love to see what rooms you're in.
I'm gonna connect you to a couple of different rooms I'm on. I'm in, or not rooms necessarily, but of course they're clubs.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but it's just like there's folks doing amazing things. And actually the next interview, they call her Dr. Lim, but she's an amazing artist, and she's I think her background is psychology, and she's going to be on the show next week. She was talking last week about how to do your drop party, just giving advice. Yeah, so it's just beautiful as I'm listening to different folks, particularly in our community, because if you were in Clubhouse around early March, April, you ran into Snoop, you ran into the game talking about, I hear you guys, with Blau in these rooms and some of these other cats. I hear you, but where are we as Black people? Where are we? And even in the spaces on Clubhouse. And I'm happy to see that things have evolved and that there are more of us in these spaces where we're learning, how to do this and sharing the love and sharing the knowledge. And it's really nice.
What I'm finding is that there are a lot of us. It's just that we're not coalescing, and we're, you know what I'm saying? So I think that things like this, people like us connecting, because it sounds like you have a network of people and I have a network of people, and every time we join ththose networks, it grows exponentially. It grows exponentially. So one thing I looked into, it hit my mind for consulting, but I just started doing this, and I just pitched it 2 days ago, and I think it's going to be a go because we've been talking. But I would say look into, if you're digital marketers, look into BitClout, because what I pitched was to a restaurant owner to basically start a coin where he has a couple restaurants, so all of his restaurants will accept this coin and give certain features. Get certain secret menu items or votes to add items to the menus, or certain VIP events to his restaurants, and be a rewards program basically. But he didn't want to set it up or anything like that. So basically I'll charge him a small consultation fee, but most of the coins he initially buys will go to my wallet, basically. So it's a dope form of marketing because I have to blow the coins up in order, you know, but I have the most coins. So exactly. So it's an eat what you kill kind of situation, but in the best way. So I would say, I mean, and plus I made it so however I market, we did the deal. Obviously, I have to stay on brand, but whatever content I use to market is fair game. So I can integrate my artists' singles and things into these promotions in the future. So, I mean, like I said, we're only limited in this space by our ideas, and I have no lack of those. Exactly.
Right.
I know I'm definitely gonna want to be reaching out to you, man, and paying you that fee just to figure this stuff out too for Black Tech Futures Media. I literally love everything that you're doing, and obviously the brand looks like it's strong. And we are our own brand these days. This is the passion economy, man. We are 100%. Our own brand.
Yeah, 100%. Well, like I said, guys, if there's anything I can do to help move it along, I know I'm gonna blast this interview like crazy when it drops. This is my first interview about NFTs, and this is all.
Oh my God! No way.
Feels so because I mean, I make all of my interviews about NFTs, but this is the first time I've ever been able to talk to people that know about them and are as excited about it as me. So this means a lot, and I really appreciate it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you, man. Like, we're so excited. You know, when you mentioned those moments about, you know, these are like the ground moments when you said that Hollywood story, it really just it gave me chills, man. It gave me chills because you don't really think about those moments until you reflect on them, right? Until
you reflect on them. That means you've lived them, right?
Exactly.
And then they pass so quickly. You have to think,
I think that I mean, you just hit on something that's what I haven't been able to articulate, is that I have always reflected back on moments, but oddly enough, ever since Trump was voted, I knew, for better or worse, we were living in a historic time. And so I'm going to try to appreciate history as it happens. When I do look back on it, I have the most context as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Super clear.
Exactly. Like, this is what I was doing. This is what I was thinking at the time. And this space has me.
NFTs for your thoughts, man.
Yeah. I'm really, exactly. That's what I'm saying. My memories might be NFTs because I'm looking and living through these historic moments. Like today, I just sold my most $350 is the most I sold an NFT for. I just did that today. And like, to me, that's a historic moment.
Congratulations.
I'm taking every single moment in as its history, because I know I'm going to look back on it and be like, whoa, this is where I came from.
Right. And I definitely
thank you, Lord Sanctus. This is Black Tech Futures Media. These are our weekly chats. We're definitely going to want to be bringing you back in November for the big look. And this, everything that you're doing fits in beautifully, man.
Over here too. Yes.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to support it, y'all. Smash that subscribe.
Yes.
Right on. All right, everybody, connect the coast.
Please do.
And this is Ira. That's my man Jamil. We are out. Thank you for being with us.
Of course.
Peace.
Y'all have a great one.
Let's
get it.
Thank you again, man. We'll be in touch with you for real.
Please do. Thank you again. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
All right, you too, brother.